for the kind introduction by Dr. Wang. It's my great pleasure here to present our Biobank, our Taiwan Biobank. And in last year, I'm just a student sitting on the seat. And when our CEO asked me to present here, I'm very nervous. And because I know this is a very unique conference and so much distinct scientists join this conference. But I take this job here and I will present our Taiwan Biobank. Yeah. In the first slide, I will generally introduce our Taiwan Biobank governance framework because this is a research framework shift, research paradigm shift of Taiwan. In previous research pattern in Taiwan, a PI have an idea to do some specific research topic. They get their IRB approval and they collect data and the specimen by themselves, so they can do their research and publish paper. But in 2012, Taiwan Biobank released data for everyone to use Taiwan Biobank to do their research. So an ethnic governance committee called EGC here governed Taiwan Biobank data to release to all these researchers can use our data. And the researchers also need to provide their IRB. The IRB say, we want to use Taiwan Biobank data to do scientific research. And they provide IRB approval, and we provide our data to him based on the EGC approval. So in this slide, I brief introduction to Taiwan. In Taiwan, we have 23 million population, peoples here in this island. Then in the center of this island is a very high mountain. So you can see here, Taiwan Biobank recruit centers. We have 29 recruitment centers around Taiwan from north to south. And the different colors show the different population density around of each county in Taiwan. So in general, in each county, we have one recruitment center here. So we recruit all Taiwanese population in all the locations. The main job of Taiwan Biobank is provide high quality data, not only questionnaire data, but also the genotyping data like array genotyping, NGS data, methylation, HLA data. In the future, we may set down messenger RNA data, microbiota data from all these researchers. And we start with the healthy cohort. We plan to collect 200,000 people with a healthy cohort and construct a disease group cohort with 100,000 people. And we also collect several common diseases in Taiwan shown here, like some common cancer and breast cancer and cardiovascular disease. And we also collect questionnaires and samples. Currently, we already have almost 2 million tubes stored in Taiwan Biobank. In order to efficiently use these samples, we need to transfer the samples to data, and so we developed a Taiwan Biobank action array. to efficiently genotyping blood to genotypes. And we already have 24,000 individuals genotypes data in Taiwan Bank. And we summarize this genotype data together with our NGS data and build a website called Taiwan View. So you can check the different distributions of variants in Taiwan and simply through the Taiwan View. In general, Taiwan Biobank catchment array have several interesting parts, not only the genomic background of Taiwanese people. It also includes HLA region variant. This can make us to do HLA imputation by the action array. And we also include some pharmacogenetic and disease-causing variant information in this chip, and some EQTL variant in this chip. But currently, we need to redesign the TW action chip to accomplish the more accurate imputation accuracy. Because the genotype background in version 1 is based on previous study, about 1,000 genome study, ES group. And so we already have 1,000 NGS data, so we construct the new genomic backbone, and we need to do a redesign version 2 array. And my job in Taiwan Biobank is majorly work on bioinformatics pipeline development. So the genome typing pipeline I'm shown here. In general, in order to do a GWAS study, we have a lot of QC jobs here. So in general, we need to do sample quality control and SNP quality control. And this quality control is like call rate, minor allele frequency, and Hardy-Weinberger equilibrium. But Taiwan Biobank faced on a very unique problem here, is the batch effect. We found out when we genotype each sample in different batches, because each batch have 4,000 samples, they have severe batch effect here. So we develop a statistical test to test the different call rate in different batches. So in now, we just can remove this variant from, it's very different from different batches. But we want to develop another pipeline to recover those variants that are very severe batch effect. And here I show a study, a recently study, talk about the population structure of Taiwanese population based on 10,000 participants in Taiwan Biobank. In a previous study of Han Chinese population structure, they show that in Han Chinese population generally can develop into 3 groups: Northern group, Northern Han Chinese, Central Han Chinese, and Southern Han Chinese. But in this study, they lack of Taiwan's data. So recently, because we have genotype a lot of peoples, so we publish papers to do the population structure analysis on Taiwanese people. So first, we want to see the Taiwanese people and the Taiwanese people population distribution and the worldwide people distribution. And when we combine the Taiwanese data and the 1,000 genome data, 1,000 genome phase 3 data here, we can see the 3 clusters shown here, the East Asia group, and the African group, and the European, South Asian, and the American group here. Generally, this is the distribution of worldwide population. And we zoom in the East Asian group, we can see that different colors represent a different population. The pink one is Japan population, and the red one is the Taiwanese population from Taiwan Biobank data. And finally, the orange one is the KHB population. It's a Vietnam population. In this picture, they show that the nose to source location difference are shown in this picture in the PCA analysis. This is very interesting. And furthermore, we want to know what's the difference of Taiwanese people and Han Chinese. In an admixture analysis, we can find out, besides the N is the Northern Han Chinese group, and S is the Southern Han Chinese group, we found a unique T group here. We think this is the Taiwanese group, very unique group here. And in the field step, we do the cluster analysis. We can clear cluster the different group here, and then we make color back to the PCA plot. And they also show that the different population structure and very unique in Taiwan T group. And the T group is spread from PC2 axis. So this is very interesting thing. And we want to know what variant, which locations to make this unique T group. So we join more and more people here, and we join another large cohort conducted by Dr. Pan Wen-Han, called PASMP cohort. And they have Korean people, Korean population, and some like Pattaya Army, Taiwan Aboriginal population here. So we can see that the T group still spread along PC2 axis. So we conduct a GWAS study between different population stratification. S is stand for Southern Han Chinese. T is the T group people. And we can see that a very high, very significant GWAS significance shown here. And also compare Northern group and the Southern Han Chinese. Also show a very significant peak here. This SMP is located in the HLA region. So the HLA difference is the major difference between different Han Chinese population. The Northern Han Chinese, Southern Han Chinese, and the T group, Taiwanese. And we can also find that the Southern and the Taiwanese group, we can find in the Southern Han Chinese, they have a long LD structure. And Northern Han Chinese did not have this long LD structure here. And in so many previous studies show that the HLA region in Taiwan cause many unique disease here. Not only the cancer, but also some pharmacogenetic effect. So this may be the population difference in Taiwan, so make the HLA cause severe disease. But I think this is a very good example of Taiwan Biobank, because Taiwan Biobank is a very unique biobank, and we collect because the immigration history of Taiwanese population comprised by almost all provinces of China, not just northern but also southern Chinese, also come to Taiwan because between different time. In the 17th century to 19th century, the cholesterol area of China, they immigrate to Taiwan, and some other province of China mainland people immigrate to Taiwan because after World War II. So this is a very unique opportunity to start the Taiwan Biobank population stratification study. And my major work, another work here is to construct a genomic background of Taiwanese people. We call this Taiwan Biobank 1000 Genome Project. And when we construct the NGS variant coding pipeline, I use the haplotype coder called GTK and freebase. What's the difference of genotype and of haplotype coder and traditional coder? Traditional coder just based on the information of alignment, of sequence alignment here, and they code a variant based on the position. But recently, the haplotype coders code a variant by haplotypes. So the haplotype variance gives the more precise variant code. It's the whole summary of GTK pipeline, and we not show the freebase pipeline because the freebase pipeline we're doing is join coding on the BAM file, and we found that the GTK pipeline is more easier to use to compress so much large cohort study because we have large samples. And in the I'm sorry, I think the word is too small. And in the two figure, we can see that in the left is the GRCH37 pipeline, and the difference of GRCH38 pipeline, the major difference is 38 can generate HLA code here, can generate HLA code. So through this pipeline, in general, we get raw reads from NGS machine, and we align to the reference genome, and do some calibration, like best quality recalibration, and remove some duplication, and we code each samples to a GVCF format. The GVCF format not just contains the variant site, it contains all size information, not just the variant site. Then we can join them together to code the variant site. So in the last step, when we deliver the data to our users, we separate the big VCF to individual level data to our users. And finally, we do some quality control process. The quality control process is also very different. In previous, we can quality control the genome sequence data by mapping dips or mapping quality. But in here, we develop a Bayesian statistic modeling. based on the public domain information like DB-SNP, like 1000 genome, and to quality control this data. And we can get, and we also remove some Heisenberg equilibrium variant and variant missing rate variant to get more confidence variant code here. And in this slide, I show the coding result of Taiwan Biobank data, the 1000 genome data, Taiwan Biobank 1000 genome data. In general, compared with ToMMo, we have very similar finding here. Like we have totally, in average, everyone have 3 million, here, sorry, 3 million variants per samples, per individuals. And the novel rate is also similar with here, and ToMMo is here, almost 16%. And the benefit of a haplotype caller is that they can code not just the variant side, not just the SNP side, also they can code the insertion side and the deletion. They carry out some insertion and deletion codes. And compared with ToMMo's, the numbers are generally similar, very similar. And so ToMMo's paper give me the confidence of our variant coding pipeline. Because we are very similar population. So next we annotate this reference panel with DB-SNP, and we can find that the different chunk here is the different minor allele frequency. The very rare minor allele frequency variant have most novel variant here. In common variant, they are all known variant. So it makes sense. The rare variant, the more novel. And we also annotate variant with synonymous and intergenic region and not synonymous region compared with 1000 genome EAS data. They also have very similar numbers here. And finally, we calculate the concordance of our 1000 genome NGS data with our TWB array data. They show a very high concordance rate and generally are 99%. So I think not only the genotyping array but also the NGS coding pipeline is very confident of our Biobank. And why we do this? Why we need to do the NGS data? Because we want to impute our genotyping array into much more variant. Because genotyping array, action array is almost 600,000 variant. But through the imputation, everyone can get 2 million variants in each sample. So we test the imputation accuracy of our Taiwanese reference panel. I show the flowchart here. We have 1,000 samples, and in the first, I divide it into 2 different groups. A 100 NGS group and the other is 900 group. Then we make this 100 like a pseudo TWB array because we remove those variants not present in our TWB array. Then we can get a pseudo genotyping array. Then we do imputation through SNP, SHP2 and impute2 use TW reference panel and the 1000 genome reference panel. And the imputation accuracy shown here. Because the pseudo GWAS array data they have sequence data. So we can calculate the imputed genotype dosage and the actual genotype in NGS sequence. So we can calculate the correlation coefficient. So that's the imputation accuracy. You can see the yellow line here. The yellow line here shows the imputation use just only the Taiwan Biobank reference panel. And the gray line here shows the imputation use 1000 genome data. We can see that if you use our reference panel, you can get the highest imputation accuracy. But interesting is the blue line. The blue line is we construct a large reference panel here, comprise Taiwan Biobank reference panel and the 1000 genome reference panel. But the imputation accuracy is still behind just only use the Taiwan Biobank data, the Taiwan Biobank reference panel. We just try to figure out that, and we take some advice here. Some advice say because we use a pseudo GWAS here. The pseudo GWAS is actually NGS data. The NGS data is already in the Taiwan Biobank. So the imputation may be biased. And another question is 1000 genome data have so many European samples in here. They are bias reference panel. So the haplotype statistic is maybe wrong, maybe have imputation wrong here. So makes this picture. And we try to use 1000 genome EAS data to redraw this picture again. And the benefit of GRCH30A pipeline is the HLA calling. So we generate HLA type of Taiwan Biobank data by NGS coding pipeline, and we compare that with different commercial NGS HLA coding platform. Two platforms we use here, but I mask the factory here. I did not want to show that because I only want to show the blue line is the blue line. Oh, here is the 2-digit HLA coding and the 4-digit and the 6-digit, 8-digit here in class 1 HLA. And the blue line here is the genotype, the HLA typing by BWA is the GRCH30A pipeline. The first step, coding by BWA, shown here. And the different platform show the different bar, like this bar and this bar here. It's a different platform. And this group is the HLA-B, and this group is the HLA-C. So we can see that if we just coding by GTK whole genome sequence data, we can get accurate result on 4-digit HLA typing. And it's much the same with class 2 data. So I think this is very useful for whole genome, another useful application of whole genome sequence, because we can generate HLA typing based on whole genome sequence. So we make a distribution of HLA type. The most risk HLA type is shown here, very small. I'm sorry. It's shown here is the HLA-B5801. So much paper talk about that. The HLA-5801 association with so much disease. So NGS data can make this HLA distribution. Not need to use another technique. And finally, we will introduce what data we have. Not only the genotyping data, but also the NGS data. And we still have methylation data here. We do methylation data on Illumina chip. And currently, we can release the methylation data on around 1,000 samples. And in the future, we also plan to collect microbiome data in Taiwan Biobank. And in this time, we just figure out what platform we want to use, what the recruitment standard we want to use. And thanks for your attention. It is my talk today. Thank you.